Boom, welcome, Chris Closes your deal to this next live of Real Estate Investing Made Easy. Getting on seller calls, man. No sense in delaying the inevitable.
Boom, welcome, Chris
Deals are gonna get
Closes your
closed.
deal
So
to this
let's
next
get some
live.
deals closed, homie.
Let's do it. All right. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna reach out to some voicemails that we got that just came in. Let's see here. Just open this up. So we got the chat going. All right, welcome everybody. So we're just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna be on for the next hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes, and then I got to go to the airport, pick up my wife and baby, and then I'll be back on this afternoon for another live seller call session. So let's just jump right in.
Tell me about what lead you're calling right now.
Oh yeah, I need to share my audio. That would be helpful. So yeah, this is a PPC lead. We've been texting back and forth with her. And this is why it's important to have automated text messages in your CRM because we have a few things with our PPC leads. AI will call them right away, but then it goes into the CRM, and then every day they're going to get a text message trying to engage them, and she's actually engaged back and forth. So let's see here. Let's reach back out to her again.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Tracy, this is Chris. I was reaching out to you again. We've been playing phone tag. I know you left a voicemail for us, and we've been texting back and forth. Yeah, it seems like there's an issue with our text system, so that's why maybe some stuff is not getting through. But wanted to connect with you and talk about your property there in Perry, Florida. See if we could help you out. So give me a call back when you get a chance. My telephone number is 619.
I'm sure he knows he's muted.
Bye.
You just wanted to mute out your phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, don't prank dial him, please. And if you do, at least try to make it fun.
If you do, just prepare to sell your house.
Right on.
um, okay, let me send
I'm going
her.
to jump on a meeting with our team, but I'll be back in, tuned in before this ends.
All right, awesome.
Feel free to use that cool feature where you can share your screen too.
Yeah, will do. Like this.
Bam!
All right, what's up, everybody? Looks like we got a handful of people watching. So I need to clean up my desk a little bit. All right, so I'm following up on some voicemails, some inbound voicemails. So we're gonna go through those real quick, and then I'll just start dialing brand new leads. Most of these are brand new leads, and then we'll have some follow-up calls. But I'll be on for the next hour and 45 minutes until about 12:15, and then I got to go pick up my wife and baby from the airport. So let's see here. All right, so yeah, just give a thumbs up in the chat or let me know where you're from, where you're marketing to, if you're doing deals, haven't done a deal. Let's see. Okay, so that one's done. Next one. Yeah, so like I said, I've got a bunch of voicemails in the system that I'm going to be following up on and trying to lock up these deals here. So let's see what we got. All right, so the next one is in St. Petersburg, Florida. Just double check this. Okay, Petersburg is an interesting market. Let's see.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
Can you
person you're
guys hear
trying to
that
reach is not
voicemail?
available. At the tone, please record your message. When
Just
you
want to
have
make sure it's
finished
coming
recording, you
through.
may hang up.
Hey, Mark, this is Chris. I was reaching out to you following up on the voicemail you left us. And I know we've been missing each other via text and trying to connect about your property there in St. Petersburg on 6th Ave. Give me a call back when you get a chance. I'll be in and out of the office. I have to pick up my wife and daughter from the airport here in the next couple hours. But, I'll be around most of the day. My telephone number when you get a chance is 6. What's up, Hawk the Freak? Trying to lock up a seller finance 8-plex. Let's go. Let me know how that goes. And if you need any help with that, definitely feel free to reach out. Hmm. What CRM are you using, Hawk? Just curious. By the way, so in between these calls, I'm just making sure I update notes in my CRM. Obviously, like you're only as good as the notes you're leaving behind, so you can follow up, right? Um, so you know exactly what happened. Oh, you're not using a CRM at all. So how do you track the leads that you're calling and what you're doing and your follow-ups and everything? What are you doing there? Okay, so next one. For investment purposes.
Hello?
Hello, Craig.
Yes,
Hey, it's Chris. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. Yeah, I was reaching out. I was just following up. We got a voicemail from you, and I think we've been playing a little bit of phone tag through text about some property you own in Dale Hollow.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, did I catch you at a bad time?
No, go ahead.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I don't have a ton of notes here. So I'm not sure. It looks like I'm not sure if you have a house that you're selling or if it's just some vacant lots or what the situation is. So maybe you can catch
Six
me up to speed.
six building lots in Dale Hollow Shores,
Okay.
and it's out on the peninsula, and it's from the top of the peninsula down to Army Corps, which is as close as you can get to the water.
Mhm.
Army Corps is like a foot from the water's edge to, I think, 20 foot to the water's edge. So it just runs around the lake. So all six lots run right straight down the hill to Army Corps. And
Got
it's
it.
on deep water where you can run a boat up in there.
Nice. Okay. Is there let's see, it doesn't look like I have like an actual address.
No, but just lots.
Just lots. Okay.
I think it's 98 through to 103. I think that's what it is.
Got it. Okay. Do you happen to have like an APN for one of them?
What's an APM?
Assessor's parcel number? Just easier for me to pull up the
No,
location.
no, it's just lots.
Got it. Okay. And they're just completely vacant, undeveloped.
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
No entitlements been done or anything like that.
no.
Got it. Okay. All right. How soon were you looking to sell those?
I would have sold them 10 years ago if I would have got an offer that I wanted.
Okay. What kind of offer you want?
50,000,
50,000 for the whole bunch of them?
6 lots. Yeah, 6 lots are acre plus lots, so it's an acre and a half of ground.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sorry, 6.5 acres of ground, 6 lots,
Six
and
and a
they're all
half.
acre plus lots.
Okay. All right. Do they, is there road access to them?
Yes, there's
Okay.
road all the way. It's a platted subdivision, and there's roads completely through the subdivision. But most of the lots are off of the water and up on the hill, behind the lake. So yeah,
I gotcha.
there's a few lake lots. I don't know how many, maybe 40 or more.
Okay.
And so it's just most of them's up in the wooded area around the lake.
Okay. I want to pull some more information up on them. Let me see here. I mean, do you have any like parcel IDs or anything at all that could help me pull
I
up?
I called up to the tax assessor where I pay my taxes every year and asked him. I said, I got somebody interested in these lots again because I've had a dozen people call about them,
Yeah.
and I just they wanted the zip code and lot numbers. So whoever it was that called me, I gave them that information, and I assume they're something to do with you.
Got it.
I gave them all the lot numbers. It might be 99. Now it's got to be 98, 99, 100, lot 100, lot 101, lot 102, and lot 103. I'm pretty sure that's what the lot numbers are. And I gave them the zip code, but I don't have it with me. It's at home.
Got it. Okay. Is there a nearby address that you could give me that I could try to
Nope.
search?
If all I can tell you is put in Dale Hollow Shores. It's kind of like on the center part of the lake. It's the widest part of the lake. The lake down below where my land is like over a mile across. Maybe it's 2 miles. It's the biggest part of the lake is right there. So if there's a marina, that peninsula that sticks out there, my land's, as you're standing looking at the peninsula going towards the lake, my land's on the left side of the peninsula, and on the right side of the peninsula, there's a marina. I'm trying to think what the marina is. I haven't been down there in years.
Willow Grove Resort and Marina?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay, so that's across the lake, right? And yours is this peninsula that goes
No,
out?
no. Willow Grove is the one across the lake. Isn't that on the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
east side?
You're talking about like this little finger like peninsula that sticks out, and across the lake from you is Willow
It's
Grove
Willow Grove.
Resort and
Yeah.
Marina. Okay.
All right, but
So
now on my peninsula, there's a marina right down on the side of my peninsula. It's not Willow
Randall
Grove.
Point.
Nope.
There's a Camp Geode.
Nope. If you say it, I'll recognize it, but right now I can't tell you what it is.
Let's see, I'm not seeing it on the map here. Give me a second.
It's on the side of my, the way you get to my land is, and this beginning of Dale Hollow Shores is on the road that goes from Salina up to Burkeville, Kentucky. I haven't been down there, I think, in maybe 15 years.
Got it. Okay. Is yours on
I
the
had
north side of the lake or the south side of the lake?
Actually, the way it runs, the lake kind of runs from southwest, and it goes up kind of at an angle to northeast. And my land is on the west side of the lake. It's so since the lake kind of runs kind of southwest to northeast, so it's on the northwest side of the lake.
Okay. Are you familiar with, let me see here, Safe Harbor, Holly Creek?
Holly Creek's that's the marina. Holly Creek is the marina on the left side of, or I'm sorry, on the right side of my peninsula. I can't even tell you the names of the little creeks up there. I guess Holly Creek is where Holly Creek Marine is on, and on the other side, which my land goes down to, I just can't tell you the name of it right now.
Got it. Okay. All right. So is it off of that road that Holly Creek, Safe Harbor Holly Creek is on?
No, that the road that goes down to the marina is a blacktop road, and it's over kind of south of my road. My road goes back, and it's got houses and stuff on it for maybe, I'm going to guess and say 2 miles. And then it comes to Dale Hollow Shores, which it was going to be a big subdivision back in there, and I think the people went broke.
Red Oak Ridge, White Oak Ridge, Rock Springs.
You know, all of those sound familiar to me because I used to go down there quite a lot, but
Yeah.
I just can't. If I got on here, let me go in and get on the computer. If Google Earth is on our computer and I can get on it, I can tell you all of it.
Okay.
Hold on just a second.
No worries.
Well, I need to go on Google Earth. View of Dale Hollow. This guy's looking at it. This place. Hold on, I got to try to get this up and running. I'm not a computer person.
No worries.
Hey, Erica, can you open that up for me so I can find Google Earth?
You don't have to do anything, just sign in.
It's not near Dale Hollow Marina, is it?
Dale Hollow Marina is south of my land. It's down. It's a big marina down kind of towards the dam.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm here now. Let me see if I can get on here. Let's see. Google Earth right there.
Yeah, I see a bunch
Just
of,
be a minute.
no worries. Yeah, just to give you a heads up, I'm kind of the last stop before it gets to the underwriters and they start, running numbers and stuff. So I just want to make sure I have the correct information to share with them so we can, actually see if it either qualifies and if it does, then get you an offer.
All right. Yeah. See the land. The lake runs from southwest and it kind of runs up at an angle to northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And the road is 53 that it's off of.
Okay.
So now let me find the name of these creeks that it's on and the marina and all that stuff. Just takes me a second to get in here and find it. Usually
Yeah,
these.
see a Jimmy Renault Road.
Yeah. Now see, my other land that I just sold a while back was on Jimmy Renault Road.
Got it. Okay.
So it's still further north than that.
It's further north than that. Okay, got it. Davistown Road.
Trying to find the marina here. Let's see.
Red Oak Ridge, Holly Creek.
Dale Hollow Marina. Go around here. Okay, it's Holly Creek Marina. Have you found that?
Holly Creek Marina. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Holly Creek Marina.
So that's Holly
Yep.
Creek, and Roberts Hollow is the other side of it. All right. If you go up did you find that Roberts Hollow?
No, I didn't find Roberts Hollow. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see Roberts Hollow.
All
Yep.
right. If you start up Roberts Hollow on the left-hand side, there's the first like a little inlet looks kind of like a Y. You see that?
I mean, they all kind of look like a Y.
Okay. All right. Right from the very tip.
Oh, I
There's a
think I
hump.
see. Yep.
See the little Y? All right. You go past that. You see where the road ends up there?
Yeah, Rock Springs.
All right. No, I don't see a Rock Springs, but it's not on it. There's a little road
That's the
runs
name.
right down the.
Yeah, that's the name of the road, Rock Springs Road.
Okay. If you go past that little Y, there's a little tiny inlet again, and then you go on a little bit further, and there's a pretty large inlet.
Yep.
That's on my property. Actually, it's not on my property, but my property runs down to it. If you go past that,
Got
see
it.
there's kind of a gully right down past
Yep.
that runs all the way to the road.
Yep.
All right, my land goes a little bit past that gully, and it goes straight out from that position out to the lake. And then if you come back up the lake, there's a little gully right there, and then there's a big gully on mine. And then you go up and about, I'm going to say it at where
Got
the
it.
little
Okay.
circle is at the end. Mine is that whole piece of ground right there.
Got it.
And
Okay.
there's 6 lots. They run from the road down to Army Corps at the water, and then they go over, I don't know how many feet, but then you start again and you go down to the water, and you come back up and at the road and you start again. There's 6 lots in that piece of property right there that's mine.
Okay. Got it. So it looks like I think I might be looking at it correctly. Let me just
All right,
see.
if you go from my property straight south of that, straight over the hill and down the other side, you come right to Holly Creek Marina.
Okay. So it looks like Rock Springs Road kind of comes down, swoops over to the right, and then it looks like the way it's planned, the way the lots are set up is it would come up off of Rock Springs Road, and then you would turn right, and there's like a cul-de-sac that is on the map, or that's what it's
At the very end of it. Yeah.
yeah, that's what the lot lines are showing. And so basically you have the 6 lots that are on that cul-de-sac basically.
No, I'm not on the cul-de-sac. The round portion of the road that I'm looking at, there's not a cul-de-sac there. It's just like a turnaround. It's a gravel road. So from that round thing at the end of the road, you see that?
Mm,
There's like a little circle at the end of the road. It's not a cul-de-sac. It's just a turnaround. It's a big wide round gravel turnaround.
we're at the very end of the road.
At the very end of the road.
Okay.
All right, now you just a little tiny 1/8 of an inch or so it goes, and there's a little turn that goes to the right.
Okay.
And then it goes a little bit further than 1/8 of an inch, and it kind of bears to the left.
Yeah, I don't think I'm really tracking with you. Why don't you do this? It'd probably be easier for you to do this. If you found your spot where it is on the map, if you
Yeah.
open up Zillow and then you go on Zillow's map and you zoom into that section, then it'll start to break down the lots and you'll be able to see.
I'm kind of computer illiterate. I don't have no idea how to get on Zillow. The only ways I can get on this is I just get on Google Earth to look at my land sometimes.
Yeah, so if you just go to www.zillow.com.
Hold on. Now, is it going to put me right to this spot again?
No, you're going to have to search for it. But
like I said, I'm computer illiterate. I can't do what you're asking me. I've never done it, so I'm not sure of it.
Got it. Okay. Well, I mean, I just can't really get the underwriters to do anything without being very clear and specific about which lots are yours. So it's just
Well,
hard for me.
if you'll go to Dale Hollis Shores and look up lot 98, 99, 100, 102, or 101, 102, and 103, it will show you a map that it shows in Dale Hollis Shores those lots, and that's the lots.
Where am I going for this?
I don't know. Can you go to Zillow? Is that where you're telling me to go? Go to Zillow and put in Dale Hollis Shores. Will it come up?
Sure, but that's a pretty big area. So it's not going to give me this,
Well, but
I need the specific lot is basically what I'm trying to get to, right? Dale
okay.
Hollow
Well,
Shores
every
lot, what, give me a lot number.
98,
98. Okay. Hold on.
99.
Let's just focus on one at a time. Let's see what comes up.
You got a call?
Yeah, I'm not finding anything.
Well, I've got a map at home that
Okay.
shows all the lots in the whole subdivision.
Perfect. Why don't we do this then? Why don't, when you get home, if you take a picture of that, do you have it on your computer or is it a physical?
No, it's a piece of paper map.
Okay. Can you take a picture of that and email it?
I probably could.
Okay.
I have to find it. I'm not sure where it's at. Let me
Okay.
get a piece of paper here to give this for you to give me an email number. Okay, what's the number?
Email address is Chris, CHRIS,
All right, if I can find it, it might take me a while because I'm not sure where it's at. Like I said, I haven't messed with this stuff in 15 years. But I think I might be able to find it, and if I find it, I'll take a picture of it and I will fax it to you or email it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Keep me posted and, happy to help you out and see if we can come up with something, on it and go from there.
Okay, I'll try to see what I can do.
All right. Thanks a lot, Craig. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was a massive waste of time. 20 minutes for nothing. I should have just kicked him out, right? So moving forward, yeah, we're not taking lots. It's just a waste of time. I mean, there's a world where those could be, when you're on a lake, there's some value, but I never want to just like throw away leads. I always, it's not exciting just throwing away a lead, but couldn't really get anywhere. Yeah, give me an offer. I have no idea the address or the assessor parcel number, and I can't really tell you other than, just look up this gigantic lake that spans 2 states and just find my lots. Like, no big deal. You could do that, right? Totally reasonable. Okay. All right. Now we're going to call this PPC lead in Naples. All right. We got some new people on. What's going on, everybody? Throw in the chat where you guys are located, where you're marketing, and go from there. All right. So this guy, all right. Let's see. This is exciting. All right. So this one's in Naples, Florida. So the first thing I see is that it's listed. And I'm not going to share my screen just because I don't want to share all the info. Looks nice. So I look at days on market, he's got it listed for 639 days on market, 125 days on Zillow, 224 views, 9 saves. The third thing in the listing is owner finance considered. So let's see. This is the best, right? So here, I'll just the very last line says only one owner and was rarely used since new. This home will virtually sell itself. Well, the lie detector determined that was a lie with 125 days on Zillow, 224 views, and 9 saves. So apparently it's not selling itself. So let's give this guy a call and see if he's ready to, take a massive haircut.
Hello.
Hey, Tom, this is Chris.
Okay, Chris. Chris who?
Yeah, we got a voicemail from you in the last day or so about your property over in Naples. It looks like you had been texting back and forth with one of my colleagues.
Yeah, well, they texted me, I don't know, like 2 or 3 times, and they asked me when am I available to talk, and I gave them some times, and they never called or whatever, and they
Got it.
never said. So I guess it finally got to you.
Yeah,
Can you hold
there's
on
been.
hold
Yeah,
on
sure.
hold on one second. Let me give her this other call. Are you there, Chris?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This text messages, I don't know how you guys work it or whatever, but
Yeah, look,
it keeps on saying, if you want to talk about selling your property, and I put in there, well, you see the listing, make me an offer.
yeah, it looks like there's been some issues on our system, so a little outside of my technical expertise. But yeah, I know they're working on resolving those, so appreciate your patience with that. Yeah, I'm looking at the house. Looks like, I mean, you've had it listed for quite a while. What's going on?
The whole area is saying the whole area has, come down in price. It's, if this was 2 years ago, I could have gotten $1 million for it.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
It's just the way the market is. The house is like brand new. It's only been lived in 6 months since new,
Mhm.
and I've owned it since new. But so the last one that is in the public record of the same house, without a real estate fee, sold for $720, May 31st.
720 on May
Yeah.
1st. What's different
Yeah,
about that one?
nothing, absolutely nothing. Same square footage. Actually, mine was nicer because I have a few more upgrades in it. Like custom closets and the storage stairs and a lot of other little things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, have you gotten any inquiries or showings or offers?
Oh yeah, I have, yeah.
Okay. Why
Yeah.
didn't you end up going with any of those?
Because they were a little bit too low. Just a little bit too low.
How low are we talking?
600.
Got it. Okay. So you have it listed right now for 639.
Right.
And got it. Okay. And 600 is the highest
It was
offer you've got.
Yeah, well, no, I had a higher one, but that was through owner financing.
Oh, okay.
And they had some cockamamie financing deal they wanted me to do, and I just bowed out on that one.
Got it. Okay. What was the issue with the owner financing offer?
Well, they wanted me to do owner financing, with like 10% down, and they only wanted to pay like 5%, interest rate. Well, shit, I can get 10% of my money all day long.
Okay. What were they willing to pay? What was the purchase price they were willing to pay?
680.
Got it. Okay. So I mean, that sounds to me like they're actually offering you a pretty decent deal when you think about it. Like, yeah, the interest might be only 5%, but they're giving you 40 grand over what you're asking. So if you factor that out over the time frame, that's added interest
No,
that
I
you're getting in
understand.
principal, So
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but as you know, whenever somebody only wants to come up 5% down or whatever, and they're thinking that that I'll cave or whatever, thinking that I'm desperate. I've done this crap before. I'm not a young man. I've owned a lot of real estate in my life, and I've financed a lot of real estate.
Mhm.
And a person like that is just too shady, and I don't feel like taking back a piece of real estate.
Got it. Okay. All right. What kind of terms would make you feel more comfortable with doing seller financing?
Oh, 20% down at least,
Uh-huh.
and then a 5%. A 5%. I will do 5%, but it's got to be a 3-year balloon, interest only balloon.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
So basically, I would just look at it as a 3-year CD. That's
Yeah. And what purchase price would you want on that?
well, I would go 639. All right, less 3%, whatever that is.
Got it. Okay. So you have your agent fees.
All right.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you understand why that wouldn't necessarily make a ton of sense for somebody, right?
Well, it does for somebody that has, had compromised credit, whether they be a doctor or owner of a company or something like that, during some rough times in their life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like the last owner financing I did was 20% down. This was in Clearwater, Florida, and it was 7.5%. No, excuse me, 8.5% interest, and it was a 3-year balloon.
Got it.
And the guy had, he just couldn't qualify for a mortgage.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that can't qualify.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff like that. I mean, we help people out in all types of different situations. So I mean, we've
Right.
had a ton of different scenarios like that. So um okay. Yeah, I mean, basically, really the point of this call is just to see if the property even qualifies and getting an offer for what, the company is really looking for. They're generally looking to buy properties for one of a couple reasons. Usually it's either going to be a fix and flip, it's going to be a buy and hold for a rental. Could be long-term rental, could be short-term rental. I'm not the guy that gets to decide those things. Obviously, just looking at the pictures, it certainly wouldn't be a fix and flip, so it would only be some sort of buy and hold type of a play.
Right.
But the lens that they're going to be looking through is, are we either buying ourselves into some equity on the front end, or or are we in a position to cash flow day one? And if the answer to those questions is no, then they're not going to move forward. So, I mean, without really looking at it too much, I mean, what do you think the rent rates are, on something like that?
Well, it all depends if you do seasonal or not. I see you're calling from San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
this Naples area, and I'm not sure if you know anything about Naples, Florida,
A little bit.
but Naples, Florida is probably the highest end city in all of Florida.
Mhm.
It's big money, especially on the water. We're talking about houses that are 20, 30, 40 million dollars.
Hmm.
That there's no riffraff in Naples because the prices are so high there. They keep the taxes for the not necessarily the real estate tax. They just keep uh, the cost of living is a little higher there. Let's say the average in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. So it kind of keeps the riffraff out. It's almost like living in America again.
Nice.
It's a beautiful place.
Okay.
And
All right.
it'll sell. It'll
Yeah.
sell, and it's I got the season comes up in about a month and a half or so, and I'm sure it'll sell. Since I've lowered the price,
Yeah.
and I just lowered the price that I got a couple of weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I know Florida's just been getting hit, lately, especially with like insurance and everything. Um,
And
I
the
mean it,
insurance is not bad on a house. It's only $1,500 a year.
yeah, that's actually not bad. Um,
Yeah.
do you still have debt on it?
No,
Okay.
I have no. I'm a debt-free person.
Nice. That's
I haven't paid a finance charge since 1989.
oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus,
Oh,
I own 3 other houses, debt-free,
wow, that's great.
and a business in a shopping center, debt-free.
Very nice. All right. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I mean, I guess like what would be, for a cash number, what would be the lowest you would consider?
Probably 600.
Oh, why didn't you just go with the guy that offered you 600?
He wanted to do some cockamamie finance with me.
Oh, I thought you said the highest cash offer you had was 600 and the finance offer guy wanted to
Oh
give you
no, the first
680.
no that was another owner finance deal also.
Oh, got it, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right, that makes sense.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, if I'm going to do the owner financing, I'm going to be particular as to what I take.
yeah, I gotcha. Um, okay. So you would want, let's see, 20% down. So I mean on a 639, you're talking about $128,000 and then you'd want 5% interest. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, unless this thing would cash flow a pretty substantial amount, I mean, I could almost guarantee they wouldn't even really consider that. Just because
That's
as
fine.
much as we have cash, right? Like we have investors, and so that 20% down, like that's not just free money, right? We're probably paying our private lenders, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12% interest. So even if it's 10% interest,
Right.
that's 1,066, but you got 10% interest on that, and then the remaining amount, you know, um, if we're at 5%, so yeah, most of it's 5%, but when you normalize it, it ends up being like a normal interest rate, right? That we have to balloon out in 3 years. So
Right.
just, I just don't think it's really going to make a whole lot of sense for them. I mean, I can run it by them and see if they are even open to it. Um, otherwise I don't know how we can add value to it. Let me just look at rent rates over there and just see what things are actually renting for. I mean, what kind of monthly payment would you be wanting?
Well, I would just amortize it on a 30-year amortization, interest only loan.
Okay, got it. So, What's your plan if you don't end up getting a buyer at, the terms you're looking for?
Oh, I'll just keep it. I don't need the money, but I don't need the liability either.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You get to be my age. You try to, get away from liabilities as much as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. So 3-year balloon, 5% interest. But you'd want interest only. So interest only, I mean, you're looking at like $2,200 just about. I mean, there's something they have listed nearby for rent for like 37, but that's been on for like 22 days. Let me see if they've lowered that at all.
Well, you got to look at the property too, because mine's on water, and
Yeah.
a lot of those other properties, they back up to woods, and they've only got maybe 10 feet of backyard, and that's it.
Mm,
So a lot of it's got to do with location.
yeah. Mm. Have you tried to rent this out before?
No, I don't want to be a slumlord.
Mm. A slumlord?
Been there,
That
done
doesn't look like a. I mean,
it. Well, I've had people in some of the nicest homes I've ever had, and they turn it into a slum.
yeah. Yeah, you got to outsource the property management and, let them handle that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It's kind of a
it's not
pain in the
worth it.
butt.
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, let me do this. Let me, I'll send it over to the team, have them take a look at it. I mean, at first glance, I think it's probably going to be hard. I mean, even if this one here, like, there's only one that I see in that little pocket that's even listed for rent, for like $3,700. I mean, so let's just say that was the actual rent rate. When you factor in maintenance, repairs, everything else,
Well,
that's a.
there was one there that it was only on the market for a short period of time. That was for like 4,200.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just go in the middle.
But
Let's say $4,000, right?
yeah,
We typically are factoring about 10% for property management, and then we set aside 15% for vacancy maintenance repairs. So the net on that would be about $3,000. And then you've got your interest only payments of about $2,200. So now we're looking at 800. The debt servicing on the 20%, is certainly going to exceed that. I mean, 640 times 0.2 times, I mean, at 10% divided by 12. Yeah, it's 1,066. I mean, we'd be upside down on the cash flow. There, I mean, you know, full disclosure, I mean, we're buying in multiple different states, like Indiana, for example, Indianapolis. I mean, we could probably pick up 4 or 5 properties for that same amount and cash flow them all for about, $400 to $500 a month.
right.
So yeah, my guess is they're probably going to pass on it. But I'll send it over to them, have them take a look, and then circle back to you.
Okay, not a problem. Good conversation.
Yeah, no worries. It's a pleasure chatting with you. And if you're ever looking to, do you ever do any type of lending on real estate at all?
What do you mean by lending on real estate?
Well, like basically, if you're going to sell on seller financing, you're effectively lending, but instead of, just on your own properties, we have, like I said, we're cash buyers, but as much as we buy cash, we have a lot of friends and family that invest into the business to park their money into deals and get a return. A lot of sellers that we've worked with in the past that, take their equity out of deals we've bought from them, and they're looking to park it somewhere, not the stock market, because the way it's been.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so they'll invest on deals, they're secured by the asset, right? So they get a promissory note, deed of trust, all that jazz.
right.
So just curious if that's something you'd ever consider.
Well, it all depends on what kind of interest rates it's
Okay.
paying.
Yeah. I mean, depends on the type of deal. We have there because there's a lot of different types of opportunities. So we have just straight debt lenders, and then we also have equity lenders, right? So people that are looking to partner and get equity on, like a long-term rental or something like that, and they just want to, sink
Yeah.
some money into it and get some equity stake. Debt lenders just depends if it's like a short-term fix and flip type of lending, or if it's like a longer-term lending. But I mean, could be anywhere from 6 to 12%, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah. I wouldn't be interested in that,
Okay. All right.
especially long term.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, good
Thanks for
chatting
the
with
call,
you.
Chris.
Yeah, no
You
worries.
too.
Have a good rest of your day. Good luck with the house.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. See ya. All right. What's up, Raining Woman? All right. So I'm going to mark this as unqualified. So my goal these days is to try to get through, figure out if there's a deal to be had, relatively quickly. That took a little longer. Only reason I even entertained that length of a conversation with him is just because of the fact that he was open to owner financing. And so wanted to see what kind of terms might look like. But there's no value add to the property. So it would have to cash flow like day one for it to make sense. But with a 20% up front, it just does not make sense. Let's see. Terms. All right. Who else we got in here? If you guys are just joining, I'm dialing sellers, some following up on some voicemails. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and kill this deal. By the way, if you guys have any deals that you need help closing, let us know and we can help you close those deals, get those across the finish line for you. We just got had another one of our Novation deals that I locked up on Friday, and we already have it listed on the MLS, and within 16 minutes of it being live, we had like over 200 views and 15 saves. So that deal's going to move fast. It's probably going to be about a $40,000 to $45,000 pop. We're scheduling to close on a deal I locked up in Philly. I actually locked it up sub 2, but when it's all said and done, let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we should be able to close in the next week or so, possibly sooner. So let's see here. All right, let's get on some more calls. I got about another hour before I have to take off. All right, so let's close this one. All right, next one. Yeah, so I'll probably be back this afternoon about 2 p.m. Pacific time to go live again, somewhere right around there. Again, I got to pick up my wife and baby from the airport, so it just depends on what's going on here. Okay, pay 45, wants retail. So Dolores. Okay, let's call Dolores.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Okay, so it looks like we offered these guys 16 grand before. So let's go ahead and see if we can.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Dolores, this is Chris. I was reaching back out. We got a voicemail from you regarding your property on Myrtle Ave. Looks like we had spoken to you previously, or it might have been Chad that we were speaking to previously. So wanted to reconnect with you and see if we can come up with something. Give me a call back when you get a chance. My telephone number is 32. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, so we got a couple new people here. So we're just going through some seller calls, following up on some voicemails. This one I just called was somebody we made an offer to previously, and they called back in. Let's see here. I'm going to go through. Got a few more here. If you guys are just joining, let me know what markets you're in, what markets you guys are marketing to, and what kind of deals you guys are doing. Let's see here. All right, so this is in Columbus, Ohio. Love me some Ohio deals. Do you guys believe we have a 33x ROI in Ohio? So for every dollar we invest in marketing to Ohio, we generate $33. So you think we should turn the volume up or turn it down? Let's see here. Okay, so it never looks like we ended up connecting. All right, so this will be a new call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Sandra, this is Chris. I was returning your call about your property on Klotz Road. Give me a call back when you get a chance. My telephone number is 6. Great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, real quick, I'm going to create a new text template just because we run into this. Returning your voicemail. Yeah, it's really important, guys. If you guys are messaging with people and doing texting at all, and you're going to send text to people, you should really have some templates set up so that it saves you time, because you're going to run into this, that you're going to send the same text messages over and over and over again. So hopefully your CRM has templates you can create, and that'll speed up your process. And so every once in a while, we'll add new templates just based on what we're doing. So, hey, John, this is Chris. Returning now about property. Address. Save. All right, perfect. Now I can go ahead and use that template. Let's refresh. All right, who we got new on here today? Let's see, returning your voicemail. There we go. Oops. Here. Yeah, if you guys are just joining, welcome to the party. It should now be a little bit more upbeat. The very first call I had was an absolute snooze fest. It was like 90-year-old dude who had like 6 vacant lots, didn't even know how to get on Zillow to try to find it, didn't know the address, didn't know his APN numbers, knew nothing about his properties other than they were somewhere scattered along this gigantic lake that spans 2 states. So yeah, that was a snore fest. I couldn't get off of that phone fast enough. All right, so that's the next one. So we're gonna close this one out. Next one we got okay. Z, let's see what's up, Z. All right, this is Oakland, California. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Oakland. What do we got? Okay, let's see here.
Hey, Brad.
This is actually Chris. Is this Z?
Okay, Chris. Yeah,
How are you?
good.
Good, good. Yeah, I'm taking over for Brad moving forward. But we got a voicemail from you about property that you own on Summit Street in Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on? It looks like you had talked to Brad at some point in the past about selling. Where are you guys at this point?
Yeah, I'm just I have been getting messages from Mary,
Uh-huh.
I think every few days. And at this point I wanted to just check in and see, what your guys are thinking.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm just leasing the properties and, everything's going well.
You said you're leasing the
Um,
properties? You have tenants in them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
they're paying, good rent. I just wanted to kind of um, see if you guys are interested, and yeah, where we can go.
Got it. Okay. All right. How long are those leases?
So there are there are total of 3 units.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have notes about the property.
I have some notes. Yeah. Let's see. 3 units, 2 occupied. One was about to be put on the market. When did you talk to Brad last?
Maybe half a year ago, there
Hmm.
were some changes. Some tenants moved out, some tenants moved in, some tenants, switched. But yeah, it's going well.
Okay. All right. Got it. Um, if you were gonna sell, what would you be looking to get for it?
Yeah, so what I was telling Brad was, I was hoping for I think 1.67. He offered 1.6, and he said he can't go higher, and that's where we, ended.
Got it.
Um,
Sorry, you said you wanted 1.67?
yeah, I wanted to get 1.67,
Okay.
and he said, they can only do, you guys can only do 1.6. Um, I did have some opportunities to, look into other properties, and I think if you guys are okay, are still interested, we can restart the negotiation.
Mhm.
I can lower a bit if you guys can go up a little bit, and we can, work it out.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me just see. Obviously, a lot can change in that time frame. Are the leases that you currently have, are those month to month or are those long-term leases?
So the 2 units are all 1 year lease. I think ending next year around July and August. But they are great tenants. One unit is vacant. And there are some prospective renters that are looking at. Actually today there was one tour.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's going well. I think the kind of tenant base that would be a good fit there is young professionals that just got out of college or their grad school, and they found good jobs around the area, and just starting their career, but they are still looking to kind of build kind of a roommate situation, and they are good credit, and they have good jobs. So
Got
that's
it.
kind of the tenant base there.
Okay. All right. Um, Let me see here. Just trying to pull up info about from the previous discussions.
Mhm.
Mm, mm, mm. What's got you considering selling at this point?
Mostly because there are two reasons. We have some other investment opportunities outside of California, and they are going pretty well. The other thing is I wanted to kind of do another cost segregation on new properties,
Hmm.
and that's mainly for tax purposes.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've already done like full depreciation that you can do on this one.
It's not full, but I did accelerated depreciation.
Got it. So the 8 years. Is it 7 or 8 years?
I think it's 5, 15, and 25 or 30. Yeah, I
Got it.
forgot. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So Got it. So you're kind of in a position where, you know, the property is good, you know, like you could keep it, but, you know, if you want to offset your income, you know, to save the most on taxes, it makes more sense to sell this and get something else that you can do a cost seg on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. All right. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Are you looking for something in the same like price range, or what are you looking for?
So, it depends. I think I'm likely going to buy multiple properties to do a 1031 exchange and um, group them into this one, like
Got it.
to have the purchase value over this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Um, you just
hmm
looking at buying like a bunch of single family houses or like larger multifamily?
No, the properties I'm looking at is mostly like condos,
Oh, okay.
that I can rent out short term.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you done a bunch of short-term rentals?
Yeah, yeah, I have a few.
Okay. Nice. How's that been working out for you? I know some markets are getting pretty saturated with Airbnb and stuff like that, so it's, you know, not as lucrative as it once was, you know.
Yeah, it was pretty nice in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But so far it has been performing to our expectation. I think the market I was in, it has a pretty mature regulation, so there is not a lot of new supplies. So that has been helping with kind kind of adjusting to the demand.
Got it.
Basically, if you don't have a lot of single family, like some markets, there is no regulation and just people just converting their house to single family and Airbnbs.
Yeah.
In this market, it's okay. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
hmm
All right. Um, do you know when I'm trying to find details from Brad's previous offer. I'm not seeing anything at a 1.6 offer.
Oh, you didn't.
Let me see
I
here.
um maybe a couple months or longer.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, the last note that I have, it looks like he had sent you a text back in late July, you know, mentioning that we'd be let's see, low to mid $1 million range. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we'd be able to come close to that 1.6. Mm, mm, mm. It looks like maybe at one point, like further back, we might have been coming in a little bit higher, but the market's just been so crazy. The other thing that I think is going to be a challenge for us, honestly, on this one is the fact that they're long-term tenants, and they might be good tenants, but you know, as you know, the thing that we have to really concern ourselves with in California is, you know, God forbid something goes wrong, how long it could take us to get a bad tenant out. Um, you know, and that there's a lot of issues with that. So I think the company has really been kind of pulling back on, you know, buying with long-term tenants in place. Um,
Yeah, I'm a landlord myself, and I understand California and especially Oakland.
yeah.
But the thing is, if you get a property and all of the rooms are vacant, what do you do with them?
Yeah, so typically, I mean, we're looking for some sort of value add, right? And that's a really good question, right? Like if we're buying it vacant, like it's not doing anything for us right now. So generally speaking, we're going to look at it through the lens of either fixing it and flipping it, or we're going to keep it as some sort of a buy and hold. Now, if we buy it and it has tenants in place, like I haven't run the numbers to see, okay, like are the rent rates that you currently have them at, are those like market rates? Are they slightly below market rates? And then, might we want to go in and renovate some of those units to bring the rent rates up? I'm not 100% sure on all those things. Haven't really like dug into it a whole lot on this one.
Hmm.
But just the idea of taking on tenants that are pre-existing, it just presents
Yeah.
an unknown, you know what I mean? Whereas if we buy a property and it, tenants are month to month and we can close on it with it being vacant, then we can come in, do whatever we need to do, and then we can bring in tenants that we put through our process to vet and, really make sure that we're bringing in the right tenants. So if it
Hmm.
was, I mean, if we were talking about Florida, or Kentucky, where you could basically kick the door in and throw the tenants out on the street if they stop paying, it's a different situation, right? It gives us a little bit more flexibility and risk tolerance, right? We don't have as much risk
Hmm.
to mitigate. So those are the things. And honestly, with the election coming up, there's a lot of things that are kind of up in the air. And I mean, I don't know which way you lean,
Hmm.
but if I could imagine which way you lean just based on where you're at financially. You're probably not super excited for Kamala's propositions as far as capital gains and other things that she wants to unrealized capital gains taxes and all that stuff. So there's a lot of lot of things up in the
Yeah.
air right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair point. I'm not like I think like election. Uh, I guess those are out of our control at the
Mhm.
moment. What we can have control is, I can show you what the tenant looks like, and you can, see. We have been careful with, our screening,
Yeah.
and it's either same or higher than the industry standard, like, the
The
credit,
rates. Oh, okay.
the salary, and I can be very confident that these are good tenants and they
Okay.
are paying on time.
Nice.
So
What
I'm
what are
pretty
the
happy with where we are at the moment.
okay? What are the current rent rates that you're charging for the units?
Yeah, so there are 3 units. One is at the top floor. I think they are around 4,250. Um,
Is that the
that's
13 or
that's a
1400
small,
square foot unit?
maybe 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah,
So you said about 4250. Okay, 4250.
4,250. Yeah. And then there is a middle unit that's also a 4 bedroom. That one, you can do some work on it. And right now we are renting for about 4,000. And that's the market, what we put as a price on the market.
Got it. Is that
That's
the
the middle.
1400 square foot unit?
I think so.
Okay. That one has 2.5 baths, right? The other one has 2 baths.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And when you say you
Um,
could do a little work to it, I mean, like, what are we talking?
so like you can get a new flooring, and It's in pretty good condition, but if you want, you can replace that. I guess there is some structural work that's bigger you can do, like make make 2 master bathrooms, for example.
Oh,
Two
got it.
master baths. Yeah,
Okay.
restructure the layout and create 2 masters and to like the other 2 rooms will be sharing bathrooms. That's
Got it.
something we thought about. We just didn't take on that project because
Yeah.
there are a lot of people asking about this property, and we feel like we have enough demand on the market to just continue renting without doing much work.
Yeah.
But if you want to, that could be another path.
Got it.
And yeah, so that's that. I think the market rate is around lower than 4,000 for 4 bedrooms. So this one is actually a little higher than the market rate.
Oh, okay.
The 4250, the top unit, that's above the market rate.
Okay. Got it. And that one's pretty much fully
For the
renovated?
Yeah, that one is pretty much fully renovated. I think if you were to do some work, the building could get a refresh on the paint, things like that,
Got it.
to make it more have curb appeal.
Oh, on the
I
exterior.
think that could be that could
Okay.
be one to attract buyers in terms of flipping.
Mhm.
But the interior are pretty nice.
Got it.
So
Okay.
tenants are not paying too much attention to those.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yep.
right. And then the third unit, that's vacant. That's a 3-bed, 1-bath.
So yeah, the third unit is a bottom unit,
Mhm.
3 bedroom, 1 bath. That one we have rented out. We are renting it at 2650
Got it.
per month.
Oh, it is rented out. It's
Um,
not vacant.
yeah, we rented out I think last month.
Oh, okay. Got it. And
Yeah,
is that that's a long-term lease as well?
yeah, that's a 1 year lease.
Got it. Okay. So all of them aren't up until next July, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So only the middle unit is vacant, and we are looking for renters.
Oh, okay. Because there's 4 units, right?
No, the middle unit, which one? The 4,000
Oh,
per
that
month
one's
is
vacant.
vacant at the moment.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Vacant. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So new flooring, possibly like a, restructuring to get a second master bath there. Okay. Anything else about the property that that you would want to know if you were in our shoes?
There are 6 parkings.
6 parking spots? Okay.
Yeah. So this area is actually up and coming. There is one like a big apartment complex, actually 2, surrounding the property, and the location is really good. I think if you want to kind of hold it, the appreciation room is a lot.
Got it. Okay.
So like people, like the location is near bars. It's near a lot of bars, restaurants. It has a like what is it? A supermarket, Sprouts,
Ralph's. Okay.
nearby, and there is another supermarket just a block away. That's closer to than Sprouts.
Nice. Okay.
And there are movie theaters, probably 15 minutes walk. And Lake Merritt, like the lake is about 15 minutes as well.
Oh, okay.
And then it has easy access to two highways, I think 580 and 880.
980. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's also pretty safe. I think safer than many other areas in Oakland.
Nice.
So if you are in the property, you feel pretty nice, like you are facing the newer buildings, and I think if you were to develop on it, and you want to invest more capital, it's a commercial building. It's actually commercial zoning, so you can do more on it. Even take the parking lot and build more units.
Mm.
You can maybe put the garage at the bottom and then build 2 more levels, and that will be possible.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, just out of curiosity, like what's the highest offer that you got that you guys turned down?
We actually weren't actively selling. Don't have much time. I think Brad's offer of 1.6 was the highest one we got. We were thinking of putting it on the market after we lease every unit, because we didn't want to leave everything open, losing the cash flow and then waiting for a buyer.
Yeah.
We also were hoping that the interest rate would go down and then market would be active again.
Yeah.
So that's the two reasons we haven't actively marketed the property.
Yeah.
Also, it was cash flowing pretty well, so we were not, in a super rush.
I gotcha.
But I would love to talk to you guys. I think, we have been in touch for a while, and we are not too far away from each other's price points. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to have the team take another look at it because I'm looking through kind of like the Slack channel, like when where we, put our, offers and stuff. And it looks like back in July, I mean, they were really thinking, a bit lower than that. So I just don't know that we'd come to a number that's going to make sense for you guys. Honestly, I don't think we can hit the 1.6. If Brad told you that, I don't know where he got that. Just all the notes that I'm seeing has it lower than that. So yeah,
Yeah, he did say, so he made an offer, I think maybe last year, of 1.6. And this year
okay.
he called me and say, hey, maybe we have to go lower. And my thinking is that, well, I really would like to get above 1.6. So maybe I'll just hold on to it for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably, going to be better for you, versus what we would be able to come in at. I mean, the notes I'm seeing are putting it, somewhere in like the 1-2 range. Maybe a little bit higher than that. I'd have to go back to them and have them really take a look at it. I think you're kind of in this tough spot because, in one sense, I understand, not wanting it to be vacant, especially if you're cash flowing, and you want to keep that cash flow going in while you're marketing it. In the other, and like I said, if it was in a red state, like I think that's a safe bet all day. Fill it with tenants and sell it, and you shouldn't have a problem. I think with it being California, I mean, I'm sure you saw the story about the squatter in the Airbnb that was there for like 540 days. That's And I know that's an extreme scenario, but that's, what we have to deal with here in the good old state of California. So I think it really, while yes, the cash flow is great and you'll get certain buyers that are interested in that, I think also you lose some of your buyer pool because there is long-term tenants, and certain buyers, are going to be very cautious about that here in California.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of puts you in this kind of catch-22 situation, what, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, certainly you can get more for it listing it on the market. I mean, that's for sure, but you'll have commissions, closing costs, and all that stuff.
hmm
I guess like what happens if you don't sell it this year? Like, are you trying to make something happen before the end of this year because of the tax burden that you're possibly up against, or
Um,
what's?
I can still have money to buy. I think I was just hoping that I can make a deal out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, let me do this. I mean, I'll have the team look at it again and see if there's anything that we're missing here, and try to, come up with something. Um, and if we can make it work, I'll let you know. I guess, is there any particular reason you would be opposed to just listing it?
Not really. Um, I Yeah, not really.
Okay. Actually, what about this? Do you have debt on it or do you own it outright?
We have that. It's around 1 million, maybe a little less.
Around 1 million. Okay. What kind of terms do you have on that?
It's 3.5%, 30-year.
Really? Okay. And what's
Yeah.
your PITI on that?
So the PI is 46.25. Taxes around 20,000 a year. Insurance probably 2,000 or 3,000 a year.
2 to 3K per year. Okay. Um, so let's just play a thought experiment, right? So let's say
hmm
you were to sell it, and let's just say that there was, and I'm not saying your number 1.6 is a fantastical number. I haven't dug into it, but I'm just thought experiment, right? Let's say there's an imaginary person that's willing to come to the table with $1.6 million to buy the property, right? You've got your
hmm
debt, so you're looking at, about 600K. What's the
hmm
plan with that 600K? Do you already have somewhere that's going to go? Are you just going to put it in like the stock market? Is it going to sit in the bank? Are you going to go to Vegas? Like, what's the plan?
Go to Vegas.
Hey, you never know, man. I mean, people have, they're like, jackpot, let's go double it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll 1031 exchange it, and I'll buy multiple properties where I can do short-term rental.
Got it. Okay. So, and would you take that, like all 600 of that to go do that, or you have like a set amount that you're going to use?
I'll take all what is it, 600,000, yeah,
Got
and
it.
put
Okay.
into other property.
So whatever the proceeds are that you get, you're going to take that and put that into other properties. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a world where you don't necessarily put that, like, obviously you're trying to defer taxes, right? Like that's the goal of a 1031, right? So it's a tax deferment strategy. Obviously, that. So is it you have to go buy other properties to defer your taxes, or like if there were other ways to possibly defer your taxes and get a similar result, and similar benefit, would that be something you would consider?
I think taxes is, yeah, I mean, I would consider.
Okay. Because if that's the case, one thing, one way that we buy properties is we'll buy properties on terms. Are you familiar with that?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, some seller financing and things like that related.
Yeah, exactly. Like subject to seller financing. So in this scenario, right, like, and again, I'm just painting an imaginary situation. I'd have to have my underwriters really like dive into the numbers on this, right? But the most
Hmm.
recent notes that I saw were putting, cash numbers in the, in and around the 1.2 range. Maybe a little bit higher than that. But that was a little while ago. So if let's say we were able to come in and take over the mortgage, right? Because if we're going to buy it cash, we still have lenders and financing, right? But basically, there's already a loan in place. It doesn't really make sense to go to a bank, pay a bunch of fees for the bank to just pay off your loan, right? When we can just come and take over the loan that you have at the 3.5% interest rate on that million, and then do some sort of seller finance terms on the equity, right? And upgrade you from the landlord to the lender. And if you're spreading that seller financing over time, then you're effectively deferring your capital gains taxes. And we could structure it like we've done deals where we've structured and said, hey, like we had a seller that's like, you know what, I actually don't want to take interest on it because that's taxed as ordinary income. I'd rather take that in the form of an increased principal amount, right? And not do any interest and then just defer my taxes. And then that way, if you refinance me out later, my interest is effectively tied up in the principal. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, kind of.
So like, for example, like let's say, and these are just fictitious numbers, but let's say the value was 1.4 and you're like, no, but I really need 1.6. And we're like, okay, well, how long would you give us to pay that? If we could do that over terms, what if we could come up to your 1.6, and then we just take over the mortgage, do 600K in seller financing or whatever it is, right? Obviously there'd be some sort of small down payment, whatever, I don't know. But down payment, cash to you, sub to the existing mortgage at the 3.5, and then seller finance the remaining term, but just have it in principal only payments, right? And then with no interest because we're giving you an increased value of the property. And then that way you're secured in it because if we were to ever refinance, it's not like you're losing the interest because it's padded into the principal. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Or did I lose you? You there, Z? Hello? I don't know if you're muted or what. I can't hear you. Z, you there? Hello? I lost them. Let's see. Oh yeah, he just tried to call me back. Let me call him again.
Hey, Chris.
Hey Z, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, give me a second. Give me 30 seconds, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Okay, hold on.
All right, guys. So for those of you watching, we're talking to a seller with a fourplex in.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, cool. All right, where did I lose you?
I think you were talking about the seller financing.
Yeah. So for you, right, like, if getting to a specific number is the most important thing to you, and a specific number, and obviously trying to defer, shelter the taxes, and get the best bang for your buck, right? Like in some scenarios, we've come up to a purchase price for a seller and took over a mortgage and then did like effectively 0% seller financing with them because we rolled all of what would have been interest into a higher principal purchase price.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the only thing with that is there are, 600,000 equity and borrow to you or whatever amount. And if I'm not taking interest, like that seems free money I'm losing.
Well, maybe, right? And again, those were just fictitious numbers, like that was predicated on like, let's assume that, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, right? But just for an example, just for a thought experiment, but let's say the 1.6 valuation that you're coming up with, let's just say that that's wrong, right? And let's say the value is really $1.4 million. Then really what you're wanting is a $200,000 premium for the property, right? So, if we said, okay, well, we could come up to that number if you could sell or finance, most of that equity at 0%, because we're effectively paying you upfront that interest, right? In a principal amount. You know what I mean? So, so all that was just to kind of give you an example, kind of paint the picture of like what we might possibly be able to structure. At the end of the day, I'm not the numbers guy. It's a bunch of guys, that are staring at spreadsheets all day long that are smarter than I am, that are going to plug all the numbers in and figure out like, does this make any kind of sense? I guess the question for you is, if there was a world where we could structure some terms that were amicable and we could come in, take over the mortgage payment, you know, maybe put some cash in your pocket now, but defer the payments over a period of time, so you don't necessarily have to 1031, and you can still get the benefit of like the tax savings there, so you're not getting hit with the capital gains all at once. Is that something that you would be open to?
I would think maybe give me options, like, if you run the numbers, what would be this number would look like, right? And what would the option look like if I take the equity out?
Yeah. Okay.
And what would be the, I guess, cash purchase look like? And then we can come back and, explore this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit for me to get that put together because it's a little bit more of a creative structure. But just to clarify, so the mortgage balance you have is about $1 million. It's at 3.5%. 4625 is the PI, 20K a year in taxes, and about $2,000 to $3,000 a year in insurance. And then you have 3 of the 4 units rented. And
no, two out of the 3.
Oh, sorry, 2 out of the 3. Sorry. So
Yeah.
4250 is the one, and then 2650 is the other one, and you could reasonably rent the other one for about 4,000. So you're currently bringing in 6,900 6,900, but you could be bringing in about 11K.
Yeah.
Let me just run some simple math real quick just to see. So if we got it up to 11K, we generally have to factor about 25% to cover all of our costs monthly. So we've got 10% for property management, and then we set aside about 15% for vacancy maintenance and repairs. So our net would be about 8,250. And then you've got your mortgage payment, 4625. And then let's see here. So we've got 23,000 divided by 12. So you got another 1916. Okay, so we got 8,250 minus 4625 minus 1916. So we'd have about a net before any seller finance payments to you of about $1,700 a month. What would be, yeah, that I'll be honest, that doesn't leave a heck of a lot of room to get you a monthly payment that you're gonna, on the seller financed amount. But I mean, if let's just say we seller finance the whole 600,000, and it was 0%, just to see what that would even come out. Oof, yeah. That's gonna be tough. Because if we did 600 at 30-year amortized with no interest, it'd be like 1666. So that really only leaves like $42 a month in net cash flow. I don't know that there's a world where we could come up with terms that would make it reasonable for either party in this situation. But again, I'm not the numbers guy. I'll send it over to them. I mean, is there a monthly payment that you're like, I would need to be getting X amount per month for this to make sense for me?
I don't know at the moment. I mean, I do feel I guess this is a new area to me, so I need to think more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I hear from you is that you put 15% for vacancy.
Well,
That seems,
vacancy, maintenance, repairs, like all of that is all kind of lumped together.
yeah, but that's still a lot. Like, I don't expect this property to have a lot of vacancy or repairs. So I have been just not paying much on the repairs. And I do expect the vacancy to be minimum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at a minimum, we would have to set aside about 10%, right? It would be like a best case scenario. Anything less than that, and you run the risk of getting stuck in a bad spot if something comes up. So I mean, maybe we could factor 10% for that, but that only shaves off about $550 in total monthly overhead that we'd be setting aside. So it's not a huge difference in the numbers when it's all said and done. But yeah, I mean,
You are paying nothing.
say that again.
You are not paying anything for this property if you are doing seller financing.
Well, I mean, we are, right? Like, because we're taking over the mortgage, we got that, I mean, we're going to have, I mean, it would basically be some sort of break even. We'd be buying for the appreciation. Alternatively, we have had some sellers, and I'm not saying this is your situation, but we've had some sellers where they actually did a silent second position right? Which is basically a seller finance payment, where it was no interest and no payments, and their full amount got refinanced out in 3 years or 5 years or something like that. So they basically sold the property, deferred capital, and in that scenario, it's a little bit of a different situation. I don't know your full financial picture, but the reason this seller wanted to do it that way was because at the end of like he wanted to fully defer his taxes to the point where after like he was retiring in a certain time frame. And so then when he retired, he would get, it would be more beneficial for him. I'm not a tax guy, so I don't know why, but it would be more beneficial for him to just take all the proceeds in like 3 to 5 years versus taking any of it like now, because he was making so much money and his taxes were going to be higher or something. I don't know how he was structuring it, but for him, it made sense.
Yeah.
Again, don't know if that's your situation, but let me do this. Let me have the team run some numbers, take a look at it, see if there's anything that even makes remote sense on this that we can present, and we'll just let you know where we can be. And if it works, it works, and if not, no problem. We'll just shake hands and wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys, making an effort and doing the due diligence. I do want to mention I had a property management company that was willing to do the whole building for 6.5%.
Oh, okay.
And like this is a lot of cash, like rental
Yeah.
for one property manager to, and long-term rentals, they don't need a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, I know.
10% seems a lot. So if you can think about this as at, a lower percentage of property management, maybe you have more room to work.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, smarter people than me are the ones that make these decisions. So let me send it over to the team. I'll have them take a look at it, and I'll try to get back to you, in the next day or so.
Okay, Chris, what's your email? Because it was weird when they were sending me texts and I was responding, but no one was kind of listening.
Wasn't really coming back. Okay. Yeah, I know we've been having some texting issues. Let me give you my email address. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. It's Chris, Chris.
Yeah. At LAZ.com. Okay. I have CHRIS, Chris, at lazprop, LAZPROP.com.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. All right, Z, I'll check with them and get back to you here in the next couple of days.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too.
All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right, welcome back, Rain and Woman. Not sure. Hopefully you have got value out of that conversation, diving a little deep in the deeper end of some seller finance hybrid type of transaction. Definitely a lot more complex. I don't know that there's anything that's going to make sense on that particular deal. Just the numbers seem a bit rough for us to make anything on it. So we'll see. But I'm going to wrap up here because I have to go to the airport and pick up my wife and baby who've been out of town for the last 2 weeks. And so I'm going to go see them, and I'm super excited about that. And I will be back this afternoon, probably might be closer to 3 that I go live again. But as soon as I get back into the office, I'll get set up here, and I'll be looking forward to going live and do some more seller calls. So hopefully you guys got a ton of value out of this. Keep on coming back. We're going to be doing this. I missed yesterday. Some things came up, but moving forward, we're going to be doing this every single day, and we're working on an exact schedule. So you guys don't have to just randomly find us and pop on. But but we're also going to have at least one day that we have set aside where we're actually going to be taking on your seller calls, right? So if you have leads, really what we're looking for is dead wholesale deals, right? Like if you had a deal where, you tried to wholesale it, or, the numbers were just too tight, there wasn't room on it, we can take your dead wholesale cash deals and we can convert them to novations where we can generally get a good $30,000 to $50,000 plus spread. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 right now that are all one's a 20K, two are a $40,000 deal, and the other one is like $185,000 deal when it's all said and done. So if you guys are looking to bring some of your dead cash wholesale deals and you want us to resurrect them from the dead, which is why our company is called Lazarus Property Group, then definitely tune in, bring those leads to us. We can close those, we can convert them to novations, we can do seller finance, whatever it is, we can lock those up, and together we can make real estate investing easy. Peace. See you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell.